Out of all the scales, find out what the most informative is in this episode of Licensure Lifeline. Today, we are going to look at the exciting world of measurement scales. Yes, that's right. I know the episode you've all been waiting for. After a brief hiatus after taking the test, I thought I'd do a little nice softball pitch into getting their podcast going again. So this falls under psychological research. We'll explore the four main types of scales that are used and then discuss how they're used. And then, I'll do some questions and some ways that you can use to remember the information as well. First, we're going to take a look at nominal scales. Nominal scales categorize data without any order or hierarchy. It's purely qualitative and involves labeling or naming categories. Examples of nominal scales would be gender, male, female, other. Types of therapy, CBT, psychodynamic, humanistic. Diagnostic categories, depression, anxiety, bipolar. These are all examples of nominal scales. This type of scale is mainly used to just classify data into distinct categories where numerical operations just aren't applicable. When I think of nominal scales, I think of things like name only. So with this, you're not dealing with any numbers really. It's just the name of things. So I think this is a pretty easy one. Nominal, name, there you go. Next are the ordinal scales. They provide order, but they don't have equal intervals between values. Instead, it ranks data in meaningful sequences. Examples of ordinal scales include levels of risk, low, medium, or high, stages of change, pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation, action, or severity of symptoms, mild, moderate, or severe. So you have some sense of order and some sense of ranking, but again, there's no equal interval between these values. This type of scale is useful for non-parametric statistics where precise differences really aren't necessary, aren't really required between the information that is collected, the data that is given. Another really easy memory device here, ordinal, sounds a lot like order. So there you go. It ranks things in order, ranks data in order. Ordinal equals order. Let's talk a little bit about interval scales, our next one. The interval scale measures variables with known and equal distances between values, but do not have a true 0 point. Examples of interval scales include temperatures in Celsius or Fahrenheit, standardized test scores like IQ or the Beck Depression Inventory. The memory device I'm going to give you for interval scales is it implies equal intervals. However, it lacks a true starting point or it lacks a true 0. So you have intervals, again, remember that Celsius or temperature, but it lacks a true 0. As promised, the most informative scale is the ratio scale. Ratio scales possess a true 0 point, which allows for a full range of mathematical operations, including meaningful ratios. Examples of this scale would be age, income, number of therapy sessions attended, or your weight. Although I don't think you're going to see too many people with a true 0 weight. All right, let's do some quick questions here. Which scale of measurement is used when classifying clients by diagnosis type? Would that be nominal, ordinal, interval, or ratio? Correct answer here is going to be nominal. Next question. What type of scale is used for IQ scores? Would that be nominal, ordinal, interval, or ratio? Correct answer is interval. On which scale are variables measured that include a true 0 point, allowing for computation of ratios? Nominal, ordinal, interval, or a ratio? Answer here is going to be ratio. Last question. If a therapist ranks the severity of symptoms as mild, moderate, and severe, which scale is being used here? Nominal, ordinal, interval, or ratio? The answer to this is ordinal. All right. That's going to be it for the episode today. Thanks for listening. Again, if you haven't taken a look already, I have a pretty decent sized set of flashcards over at Quizlet. Feel free to use those. They're free, and I will be making more here this week, actually. So take a look, and until next time, keep studying.